Today we're diving into the real reason that most men develop erectile dysfunction and why popping a blue pill might actually just be masking the problem instead of solving it. By the end of this video, you'll know the number one best way to fix ED for good. But let's start. We need to define ED, erectile dysfunction, the consistent inability to achieve or maintain an erection. A couple of key things to remember. We're talking about consistent, not once or twice. And we're also adding maintain an erection, not just achieve one. It affects 30 million men in the U.S. alone. It's most common after age 40, but not always due to age. In order to understand how to fix ED, you need to know this. How does ED even start? Let me ask you something. You remember when you were younger and you'd wake up in the morning like, boom, morning wood. That was a sign that everything was working fine. Now imagine that stops happening. Well, that's one of the first quiet signs. The next thing, you're just not in the mood as often. You might still care about your partner, but the drive, it just isn't there. And when the moment does come, things are kind of hit or miss. Okay, so what's actually happening in the body when ED starts? There are three main systems that need to work together for a strong, healthy erection. The first one is blood flow. Your brain sends a signal. Your body says, okay, let's go, and blood rushes into that area. But here's the catch. If your blood vessels are clogged, stiff, inflamed, the signal can go out. Not enough blood shows up. It's like throwing a party, but nobody came. Or sometimes the blood can get there, but then it leaks back out. Number two, nerves. The nerves are like text messages between your brain and your, But if your nerves get damaged, maybe from diabetes, smoking, both of which can be contributed to by stress, that message either gets delayed or never shows up. So the brain says, let's do this, but the body misses the memo. Number three, hormones. Hormones are like the managers that make sure everything's happening at the right time. Testosterone, that's the big one for men. It helps with desire, energy, mood, and performance. But guess what? If you're not sleeping enough, eating junk, or always stressed, your testosterone levels, can drop. And when testosterone goes down, so does performance. Blood flow, nerves, hormones, they're a team. If one of them's not doing its job, the whole thing falls down. Literally. It's not just about being in the mood. It's about your body being able to respond to that mood. And here's the important part. ED does not hit like a lightning bolt out of the blue. It starts with things. This whole story about lightning bolt out of the blue is a Hollywood myth. Lightning usually happens when it's dark. There are storm clouds and wind and rain. And guess what? Same thing's happening here, too. No morning wood today. Weird. I'm just not feeling it lately. Things just didn't go as planned. If you ignore those signs, they can become normal. And then you think, maybe it's just age. But here's the truth. Yes, it does happen more often as men get older. But age isn't the real cause. It's just that by the time we hit 40, we've collected some bad habits quite often. Too much sugar, not enough sleep, no exercise, lots of stress, maybe a few extra pounds. All that puts pressure on your blood vessels, nerves, and hormones. So, yep, age makes it more common. But not because you're old. It's because your body's been fighting an uphill battle. Think of ED like a check engine light. It's your body's way of saying, hey, something's not right. Better look under the hood. And here's the good news. You can fix it. But now let's get to the real question. If low testosterone isn't the only problem, what is? Well, here's the big secret. The part most people don't talk about. It's your metabolism. What's metabolism? Metabolism is just a fancy word for how your body turns food into energy. Think of it like your body's engine. It's supposed to run clean and smooth. But if you pour in the wrong fuel, like too much sugar, fast food, highly processed carbohydrates, sodas, that engine gets sluggish. Parts start wearing out. Things don't work the way they used to. And that, my friend, is when ED shows up. Let's talk about sugar. Now, I'm not saying sugar is evil. Maybe I am, but surely too much of it, especially over years, can really mess you up. When you eat sugar, your blood sugar goes up. To deal with it, your body releases a hormone called insulin. Insulin helps push the sugar into your cells, where it's used for energy. All that's great, right? But here's the problem. If you eat too much sugar too often, your body starts getting tired of insulin. It wears out. It says, we're full, bro, no more sugar. So your body has to release more insulin. And, your body's, again, just not listening to that insulin call, that insulin communication. That's called insulin resistance. Insulin resistance leads to something called metabolic disease. And that's the part that messes up everything. It damages your blood vessels, so blood can't flow well. It messes with your nerves, so signals from your brain get all fuzzy and blurred out. It throws off your hormones, including testosterone. That means no fuel, broken wires for communication, and confused managers. Not great when you're trying to show up in the bedroom, right? Well, here's something most guys don't know. ED is often the first warning sign of heart disease. Yep, arterial disease. Yep, before you get chest pain, before a doctor says high blood pressure, your body might already be sending you a quiet signal. Hey, something's wrong with the arteries. We can tell it down here. Your heart and your man's parts, they both run on the same system, arteries, blood flow. So if one's slowing down, the other's probably not that far behind. If you have insulin resistance or metabolic disease, you might also have high blood pressure, high blood sugar, extra weight around the belly, low energy, mood swings, trouble sleeping. Hey, wait a minute. Does any of that sound familiar? These are all connected. Back in the day, all we needed was a little Marvin Gaye and a lava lamp. Now it's like, hang on, honey. I got to check my blood sugar and meditate first a little bit. All right. Now we're getting to the part you might have been waiting for. How do we fix it? Well, here's some great news. You can fix it. And the best medicine doesn't always come in a pill bottle. It comes from your lifestyle. In fact, it comes more from your lifestyle than any pill bottle. This means the way you eat, the way you move, exercise, sleep, the way you live every single day. And let's talk food. Low carb is king. If you eat a lot of sugar and carbs, your blood sugar goes up, insulin goes up, and over time, your body stops listening. That's how insulin resistance starts. But if you eat the right foods, your body can heal. Here's what helps. Go low carb. That means cutting back on bread, pasta, cereal, cookies, soda, juice, rice, and eating more of meat like chicken, beef, fish, eggs, leafy greens, healthy fats like olive oil, coconut oil, butter. Here's a simple swap tip. Stop the toast, eat the eggs at breakfast. Skip the soda, drink water or unsweetened tea. And I have to tell you, I'd even rather see you drink artificially sweetened drinks than soda. Water's better, unsweet tea is better, but even artificially sweetened things are better than real sugar, especially high fructose corn syrup in a drink. Use lettuce instead of a bun for burgers. Snack on nuts instead of chips. Every time you eat lower carb meals, you lower your insulin. And every time insulin goes down, your blood vessels get a little healthier, and so does your performance. That morning would. Okay, let's talk about moving your body. And I don't mean just walking to the fridge during commercials. If you want to fix ED, boost testosterone, wake up your metabolism, exercise is one of the most powerful tools you've got. Exercise helps you improve blood flow, lower blood sugar, burn fat, build muscle, increase your testosterone. Even just a few minutes a day can help, but the type of exercise matters. Let's talk about 2 simple, powerful ways to work out, even if you're short on time. HIIT. HIIT stands for High Intensity Interval Training. That just means doing something really active for a short burst, and then resting, and then doing it again. We recommend doing that with the legs because the legs are your biggest muscle mass in your body, and you want to get them to where they're going. Why? Because you want to deprive those muscles of oxygen. When you deprive those muscles of oxygen, that's the major thing. More so than diet, more so than anything else in terms of creating oxygen deficit. And that is the major thing to grow those insulin receptors back, to grow those capillaries that go into those leg muscles. Diet doesn't do that. It sounds fancy, but it's super simple. Here's an example. March or jog in place for a minute. Rest for 30 to 60 seconds. Do it again. 3 to 5 rounds. Now, you can do this with fast walking, jumping jacks, step-ups, air squats, stationary bike, even dancing. Here's how I do it. I do it with hill sprints. I also do it with an assault bike. It's really a 30-year-old Schwinn Airdyne. And I also, more recently, because a friend gave me one of these rebounders, I thought those things were wimpy, but now I do sprints on the rebounder, and that wears me out. Now, if HIIT feels too hard for you, or you just can't see making a half an hour to do this, 20 minutes, half an hour, you can do ReHIIT. It's the new kid on the block. It stands for Reduced Exertion High-Intensity Training. That sounds technical, but it just means shorter bursts of effort with less total time, and you push a little bit harder. Here's a simple version. Warm up on a bike or walk for 2 minutes. Go out all out for 20 seconds. You can go as little as 10 seconds, but go all out as hard as you can. Rest or go slow for 40 seconds. Repeat just 2 times. Cool down for 2 minutes. That's it. You're done in less than 5 minutes. Why does it work? ReHIIT triggers many of the same benefits as longer workouts, but it's easier on your joints and it takes less time. It's easier on your schedule. It's perfect if you're busy or just getting back into shape. Why these work for ED? Both HIIT and ReHIIT help improve circulation, lower insulin resistance, increase nitric oxide, which obviously helps with blood flow, and boost testosterone naturally. And they can also make you feel more confident, energized, and mentally sharp. All things that help you feel like yourself again. You don't need to be an athlete. You don't need fancy gear. You just need to start where you are. If that's walking 10 minutes a day, okay, do it. If it's doing a few rounds of HIIT or ReHIIT, even better. That's what you want to get to. Your body will respond, and your bedroom performance will too. But there's another type of exercise that works wonders for ED. It's a very specific exercise for muscles down there. It's called pelvic floor exercises. Yep, just like you train your arms or your chest, you can train the muscles in your pelvic floor. And it turns out they're important. Wait, we have muscles down there? Right. Right below your belly and above your legs is a group of muscles called the pelvic floor. These muscles support your bladder, your bowels, and, your male part, your equipment. When these muscles are strong, you get better blood flow, more control, harder, longer-lasting erections, improved bladder control. That's also obviously helpful. But what happens when they're weak? Well, it's like trying to blow up a balloon with a leaky valve. Things just don't hold the way they should. So let's talk about Kegels. It's a simple exercise to strengthen those hidden muscles. You might have heard about them from women, especially during or after pregnancy, because that pelvic floor gets stretched so badly during the process of birth. But men can do them too, and they help big time with ED. Here's how to find those pelvic muscles. The next time you pee, try stopping the flow midstream. The muscles you use to stop it, that's your pelvic floor. Don't do this every time you pee, just enough times, once or twice, to locate the muscles. Once you know where these muscles are, here's what to do. Beginner Kegels routine. You can do this sitting, standing, or lying down. 1. Tighten those pelvic muscles. No abs, no glutes, just the inside pelvic floor muscles. Number 2, hold for 3 to 5 seconds. Number 3, release for 5 seconds. Number 4, repeat 10 times. Do this 2 to 3 times a day. As you get stronger, work up to holding for 10 seconds, doing 3 sets of 10 reps. You won't feel a big change overnight, but most guys start noticing improvements in 4 to 6 weeks. Studies show that pelvic floor training alone can improve ED in a lot of men without any pills. It's like physical therapy for your performance. If you want to take it up a notch, here are a few pelvis-friendly exercises that help with flexibility and blood flow. Bridges. Lie on your back, lift your hips. Cat-cow stretches. On your hands and knees, arch and round your back. Pelvic tilts. Tilt hips forward and back while lying or standing. Deep squats. Great for circulation and muscle strength. These help open up the tight areas, increase circulation, and support stronger erections over time. Kegels are exercises for your inner muscles, your pelvic floor. They improve blood flow and control. They're easy to do anywhere. I'm doing one right now. Can't tell it, can you? And they really work for performance, stamina, and even bladder control. The best part? No equipment, no gym. You can literally do these while watching TV, brushing your teeth, or recording a video. Sleep tips. Go to bed and wake up at the same time each day. Get consistent if you're not. Turn off screens 1 hour before bed. Keep your room cool and dark. Don't eat big meals before you go to sleep. Skip alcohol late at night. That is a love destroyer. It messes with deep sleep, too. It's a big problem, both short-term and long-term. Sleep is where your body heals. You want to repair, not just get through the night. Chill out. Lower that stress. The last piece of the puzzle? Stress. When you're always stressed, your body makes more of a hormone called cortisol. And high cortisol, it crushes testosterone and messes with blood flow. So you might be doing everything right, eating better, exercising, but if your mind's always racing and you're always under pressure, your body just won't feel safe enough to perform. Breathe deeply. Inhale 4 seconds, exhale 6. Or you can do a box breath. We've shown that other times too, but you're basically slowing your breath down and breathing more deeply. Spend time outside, laugh more, and yes, even my corny jokes, just anything to laugh at. It helps you relax. Journal your thoughts. Talk to someone, a friend, a coach, even a dog. Just 10 minutes of quiet time a day can change your brain, lower stress, and help your body recover. Here's how it works. Eat low carb. That lowers your insulin. Move daily and move the right ways. That improves blood flow and testosterone. Sleep deeply. That recharges hormones. Relax a lot. That lowers your stress hormones. Do that every day, even just 80% of the time, and your metabolism starts to heal. That means better blood flow, better nerve signaling, more testosterone, and stronger, more consistent erections. It turns out the love handles are really stopping your love. All these tips are fairly easy to do. You can get used to them. But the best part, you don't need a prescription to start. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be an athlete. You just need to start, one habit at a time. So what about supplements? Well, are there natural ways with supplements to boost blood flow and testosterone? Even better? Even faster? The answer is yes, but not magic potions, not sketchy online pills. We're talking about real supplements, real herbs, backed by tradition and science. But first, speaking of real, let's get real. Before we get into the good stuff, let's be honest about what supplements can and cannot do. They're like tools in your toolbox. They help speed up results. They help your body do what it's already trying to do, but they only work well if you're already fixing the big stuff, your diet, your movements, your sleep. You can't out-supplement a lifestyle. Let's go over the top 4 herbs and supplements that really move the needle for ED and low T, testosterone. I'd like to take a quick moment to introduce you to my Metabolic at-home risk program. This is a real game changer for anyone thinking about your metabolic health and your longevity. And it's priced at just $169.50, so it's an incredible value compared to other programs that cost 3 times as much. And you can find links below to a special limited time promotional code. Plus, I've included a lot more information at the end of this video. Number 1, citrulline, your blood flow buddy. This is an amino acid usually found in watermelon, believe it or not. Here's what it does. It boosts nitric oxide in your body. Nitric oxide helps your blood vessels relax and open up, which is exactly what you want during those special moments. Imagine this. Your blood vessels are like garden hoses. Over time, they get kinked, stiff, and blocked. L-citrulline helps open them back up so the water or blood can flow. Now here's how to take it. 1,500 to 3,000 milligrams per day. Take it in the morning or about 30 to 60 minutes before intimacy. It works better when taken daily, not just once in a while. Many guys say they start noticing better fullness and response time within a couple of weeks. But have you ever felt like things just weren't filling up the way they used to? That's a blood flow problem, and this might be the thing that helps. Before taking L-citrulline, consider the side effects. It can upset your stomach, especially if taken on an empty stomach or if you take too much. Low blood pressure. If your pressure is already low and you take meds for it, be careful when you start citrulline. Headaches from increased blood flow. But here's some tips. We can avoid some of these problems. Start with a lower dose, around 1,500 milligrams. Take it with food if it upsets your stomach. Drink plenty of water. Overall, L-citrulline is usually well tolerated. Side effects are rare and usually mild. Tangad Ali, the testosterone tree. Tangad Ali is also called longjack. It grows in Southeast Asia and has been used for hundreds of years as a natural libido and energy booster. Modern science backs it up. Studies show it can help raise free testosterone levels, improve sperm quality, and even lower your cortisol, your stress hormone. Although more research is necessary, as in most supplements, it appears to be helping with low T, low energy, weak libido, mood swings. How to take it? 200 to 400 milligrams per day. Take it in the morning. Look for standardized extract, 1 to 100 or better. This makes sure you're getting the active ingredients. Start with a lower dose to see how your body reacts. Don't take too much too late in the day. It can be energizing like coffee. So here's a mini story. I had a client who swore he was done down there. We changed his diet, got him walking daily, added some more HIIT-like exercise, and then added Tangad Ali. 3 weeks later, his wife asked what he was taking. She wanted to hide it. But as with any supplements, Tangad Ali has some side effects. Irritability, feeling a bit wired, like too much coffee, trouble sleeping, especially if taken too late, increased heart rate in some people, mild anxiety or restlessness in high doses. But here are some tips to avoid problems. Take it in the morning, stick to the 200 to 400 milligrams per day. Don't mix with caffeine at first. See how your body reacts. Also, it's best to cycle this herb. 5 days on, 2 days off, if you're taking it long term. Number 3, ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is one of the most famous herbs in Ayurvedic medicine, and for good reason. It helps your body deal with stress, which is a major cause of low testosterone and weak erections. Too much stress causes high cortisol. High cortisol causes low testosterone. Low testosterone causes poor performance. Ashwagandha helps bring that cycle back under control. It helps with stress, sleep, fatigue, low testosterone caused by chronic anxiety or overwork. How to take it? 300 to 600 milligrams per day. Take it in the evening or before bed. It comes as capsules, powders, or teas. Here's a tip. If you're using the powder, mix it with milk, almond milk, or a smoothie. The taste is pretty strong. But you know what's next? Side effects. Sleepiness or drowsiness, especially if taken during the day. Upset stomach, even diarrhea. It's usually at higher doses. Headaches, that's rare but possible if you're sensitive to it. Interactions with thyroid meds. It may boost thyroid hormone. And here's how to avoid these problems. Take it at night if it makes you sleepy. Start with the lowest dose, 300 milligrams. Talk to your doc if you're on thyroid medicine. Just make sure that you're watching this. And it's good to know. Most people feel calm and clear with ashwagandha. But a few might feel sluggish or foggy, especially at first. Number 4, Panax ginseng, the OG performance plant. This one's called Korean ginseng. It's been used for centuries to boost energy, memory, and sexual function. It works a bit like L-citrulline. It boosts nitric oxide for better blood flow. But it also helps with mental clarity, physical stamina, overall drive. It's one of the most studied herbs for ED, and it works especially well when combined with others we've mentioned. Here's how to take it. 900 to 1,000 milligrams per day. Best in the morning or 30 to 60 minutes before activity. Caution, if you have high blood pressure, check with your doctor before using ginseng. But you might be thinking, okay, Ford, what's wrong with this one? Well, here's a few things. Trouble sleeping, insomnia. Panax ginseng can be energizing. If you take it too late in the day, it can keep you up at night. Headaches. Some people get headaches, especially at higher doses, or even just starting it. Upset stomach. It can cause nausea, bloating, or diarrhea in some people. In rare cases, it may raise heart rate or blood pressure, especially in people with existing heart issues, or when taken with stimulants like caffeine. Nervousness or restlessness. Too much at once can feel like having too much coffee. Jittery or anxious. Skin reactions. Mild rashes or itching have been reported in a few people, but there is a way to minimize this. Start low, try 200 to 400 milligrams per day, and work up slowly to 900 to 1,000 milligrams per day if needed. Take it in the morning or early afternoon, not at night. Avoid taking it with coffee or energy drinks if you're sensitive to stimulants. Talk to your doctor first if you have high blood pressure or heart problems. Cycle using it. Some people take it for 6 to 8 weeks and then take a 1 to 2 week break. But that's not all. I have a bonus for you. The micronutrient crew. Let's not forget the little guys. These things support the bigger players and fill in the nutritional gaps. Zinc, 15 to 30 milligrams per day. That's needed for making testosterone. Magnesium, 200 to 400 milligrams per day. That helps with sleep and blood sugar. Vitamin D, 2,000 to 4,000 units per day. Some can start at 5,000. In fact, I usually recommend starting at 5,000 and then titrating to a blood level between 50 and 90. Vitamin D acts like a hormone booster. Beetroot juice gives you natural nitrates for blood flow. And because of problems with carbs, I don't take beetroot juice. I usually get a beetroot powder supplement. These aren't as exciting, but they're super important. These natural tools can help you perform better and feel more like yourself again. They work best when you're also eating clean, moving daily, sleeping deeply, managing your stress, and strengthening using those Kegels. Use them with lifestyle, not instead of lifestyle. All right, supplements are cool, but what about ED meds? Viagra, cialis, do they actually work or are they just short-term fixes? Well, if you've ever watched any screens, you've seen the ads. Couples smiling in separate bathtubs for some reason. But here's the real question. What do those pills actually do? And what do they not do? Let's break it down. These meds are called PBE5 inhibitors. Yep, don't worry about the name. That's what they really do. Here's what they really do in a better language, the language you and I speak. They help relax the blood vessels in your penis, so more blood can flow in when you're sexually aroused. That's it. They don't give you desire. They don't give you hormones. They don't work unless your brain and your body are already in the mood and healthy. Think of it like this. You've got the playlist, the partner, the candlelight. They just open the dance floor. But how do you take them? Let's go over the big 3 names real quick. Viagra, also called sildenafil, starts working in 30 to 60 minutes, lasts about 4 to 6 hours, works best on an empty stomach. Cialis, also called tadalafil, takes a little longer to kick in, 1 to 2 hours, but it lasts up to 36 hours. You can take it daily in low doses or just before activity. We recommend that our boomer males consider whether or not you have LUTs, lower urinary tract symptoms. If you do a trial of low dose 5 milligrams tadalafil every day. Levitra or vardenafil. It's kind of like Viagra, but may work better for some guys, especially with diabetes, and better on an empty stomach. What about side effects? Most are mild and temporary, but here's what to look out for. Headaches, flushed face, stuffy nose, upset stomach, muscle pain, back pain, and sometimes even blue-tinted vision. The first time I tried tadalafil, I took a higher dose, and I got the runny nose, the stuffy nose, and the muscle pain. If you feel chest pain, get dizzy, or have an erection, that lasts more than 4 hours. Call a doctor right away. I know, that last one sounds like a joke, but trust me, it's not. Here's something most guys never hear. These meds do not fix low testosterone, poor blood sugar control, clogged arteries, chronic stress, or weak pelvic muscles. So, yeah, they might help you perform for a night, but they're not going to fix the real reason your body isn't working the way it used to. If ED is caused by metabolic problems, stress, or hormones, the pill is just a Band-Aid, not a cure. You still need to eat better, move more, sleep deeper, and reduce the stress that's stealing your energy. That's where the real results come from. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're already working on your health and you just need a little boost to get back in the game, these meds can help a lot. And so do the supplements. But just remember, they don't fix the engine. They just give the jump start. Let's get into something most guys hear about a lot when it comes to ED. Testosterone, or as it's often called, T. You'll hear it on commercials. You'll see ads for boosters at every gas station and hanging from the rafters of any gymnasium. And yeah, it's important, but here's the truth. Low testosterone is usually not the main reason men have ED. It is a piece of the puzzle, but not the whole picture. So just trying to take some sort of ED replacement is not going to fix it. The evidence in the studies has made that very, very clear. Let's break it down. What testosterone actually does. Testosterone is your main male hormone. It helps with sex drive, energy, mood, muscle strength, and, yes, erections. So when it drops too low, you might feel tired, cranky, and just not in the mood anymore. But here's the twist. Most guys with ED don't have dangerously low testosterone. They have just enough T. But other systems in their body just aren't working, like their arteries and their nerves and their hormones, like we talked about from the very beginning. Think of your body like a symphony. It's an orchestra. You've got the heart, the brain, the hormones, the blood vessels, the nerves. They all have to play the same song at the same time. And when they do, you feel great. When they don't, ED is what happens. One section's starting to play jazz, the other one's trying to play rock and roll. It's confusing, it's offbeat, and the performance, it's not great. Let's talk about a few surprising things that mess with your performance, even if your testosterone is okay. Number one, stress. When you're stressed, your body makes a hormone called cortisol. High cortisol turns off testosterone. It also tightens your blood vessels, making it harder for blood to flow where you need it. So even if you're interested, your body might be saying, sorry, we're too busy freaking out. Alcohol. A drink now and then, dry wine, that's no problem. But too much alcohol numbs the nervous system, weakens blood flow, lowers T or testosterone over time. Plus, it makes it harder for your brain and body to connect. Alcohol is an erection buster. We all know that phrase, whiskey makes you frisky, until it doesn't. Number 3, sleep apnea. Poor sleep. If you snore like a chainsaw, or you stop breathing in your sleep, that's called sleep apnea, and it's a silent T killer. You make most of your testosterone at night. If your sleep is broken or shallow, your hormones don't get reset. No sleep equals no T, equals no performance. But that's not all. Let's talk about something that might be hiding right here in plain sight. Your medicine cabinet. I know you know this, but certain medications can mess with your erections, even ones that don't seem like they'd have anything to do with it. Well, let's go through a few and I'll explain how they cause problems without you even realizing it. Number 1, classic high blood pressure medications. These are so common and they're important. They help protect your heart, but some of them, especially like beta blockers, for example, metoprolol, or diuretics, for example, hydrochlorothiazide, HCTZ. These can reduce blood flow where you need it the most. Your body wants to send blood to your brain and your heart, but these meds make it harder for your lower body to get the message and the blood. Number 2, depression meds. If you're taking something like what we call the SSRIs, that's a type of antidepressant that's like Zoloft or Prozac. You've heard of those. They can help with your mood, but they also lower libido and make it harder. Well, not harder, make it harder to finish. But why? Because they change how your brain sends signals. And those signals, as we said, affect arousal and timing. Number 3, anxiety meds. Same idea here. Meds like Xanax and Valium. These can slow down your nervous system too much. They might calm your mind, but they also calm your drive. It's like hitting the brakes on a car that was already rolling downhill. Number 4, acid reflux meds. Yep, even the stuff that you take for heartburn. Things like Prilosec, omeprazole, ranitidine. They can interfere with nutrient absorption, especially zinc, which helps your body make testosterone. So over time, these can lower your T levels without you even noticing. Number 5, hair loss medications. A popular hair loss drug called finasteride or Propecia can block a form of testosterone in your body. For some guys, that leads to lower sex drive and weak performance. Saving your hair at the cost of your confidence? That's a trade-off you probably want to think about. So what's the big idea here? ED isn't just about one thing. It's about how your body works together. As we said, it's a symphony orchestra. Your brain, your heart, your hormones, your nerves, they all have to be in sync. If one is off, the whole show can go flat. What can you do about it? Start simple. Get your testosterone checked. Yep, but that's not the thing. Don't stop there. Lower your stress. Take a breath, go for walks. Say no a little bit more often. Cut back on alcohol or stop for 30 days and see how you feel. Improve your sleep, 7 to 8 hours. Dark room, quiet space. Review your meds with a doctor, especially if your ED started after a new prescription. And remember, boosting T naturally is totally possible through food, exercise, and good sleep. We covered that in earlier segments, so check those out if you missed them. But remember most of all to consider that lifestyle, the carbs, the exercise, the sleep. I'm going to repeat them again. So here's one more hidden factor causing ED, porn. Now, we're not here to shame anybody, but we do need to talk about how too much porn can actually lead to erectile dysfunction. Yep, that's real. And it's happening to guys of all ages, even in their 20s. But what's going on? I created the video that you just watched because I have a passion about educating and empowering people like you to take charge of your health. It's the same reason why I created our metabolic risk assessment. This at-home assessment kit contains everything you need to work with one of our coaches to understand the details. It gives you a comprehensive picture and details of your metabolic health status. Using this information and the report that we develop, you'll spend an hour with one of our health coaches to understand your own unique metabolic needs and strengths. Now, all of this equipment is high quality. It's not throwaway stuff. You'll continue to use this for assessments and training during your metabolic health journey. And here's all the information that your coach will review with you from the report. Retail labs and online services charge over $500 for this. And here's the other thing. Those other tests don't even include the most important components, like the oral glucose tolerance test or the grip test. My at-home metabolic risk kit only costs $169.50. Yes, that's right, $169.50, less than $200. If you want to help a family member or friend, you can get an additional box. It's just $119.99. Our goal is to train and help 500 people just this month. We're well on our way. Let's hope one of those is you. Use the link below to start your metabolic health journey now. Well, here's the deal. Your brain has a reward system. Every time you do something that feels good, like eat, laugh, or connect with someone, or have an orgasm, your brain releases dopamine. Dopamine is that feel-good chemical. There's a great book called Dopamine Nation. You might want to read it if you have the time. Now, porn gives your brain a huge hit of dopamine, but over time, if you're watching it a lot, especially the high-speed, endless scroll kind, doom scrolling, your brain starts to get numb to it. A disconnect happens. Eventually, your brain says, I need more just to feel the same. it starts to sound like an addiction. It is a porn addiction. So then when you're with a real partner with real emotions, real connection, and no pause button, your brain might not respond. That can lead to something called porn-induced ED. You're used to pixels, not people. You feel numb or disconnected during real intimacy. You need more extreme content to feel aroused. You can perform alone, but not with a partner. You feel guilt or anxiety after watching. Any of this sound familiar? If so, you're not alone. And you're not broken, but your brain may need a reset. What can you do? The good news? You can turn it around. Start by taking a break from porn, even just 2 to 4 weeks. During that time, focus on real connection. Get outside. Move your body. Do things that make you feel confident and strong. Over time, your brain can rewire. You'll start to respond to real-life intimacy again. ED isn't always about your body. Sometimes it's about your brain. And if you've been stuck in the porn cycle, it's not too late to get back out, take control. Here's the bottom line. You can't out-pill a poor lifestyle. Fix the root cause: insulin resistance, weight, poor sleep, stress, addictions. Remember, ED doesn't mean your best years are behind you, that you'll never go back. It just means your metabolism is asking for a timeout. And there's one more thing. Did you know that cialis has the top 5 hidden benefits beyond ED? Watch them on this video right